Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning into our podcast, Knights of the Wobbly Table. My name's Lieutenant Grenade, and I'll be DMing this homebrew 5e adventure. You'll be hearing lots of references to other games and pop culture, so be warned, you are dealing with the nerdiest of nerds. I purposely left the background quiet for most of the sessions, so you can load up whatever music you'd like to listen to in the background. Let's get right into it. Okay, so everybody, welcome to D&D. If you guys want to introduce yourselves real quick, you certainly can do that.
Hello, my name is Fredrich Schmidt. I am a Cavalier.
Anyone else?
Wow. I feel like I really know you. I feel like I've watched you grow up from a small child.
Listen.
Tybalt, if you'd
Want
like
to do an introduction? Do an introduction. Don't tell me how to introduce myself.
I am Tybalt Schmidt, city guard, forge worker, and wielder of unexplained magical powers.
Tybalt, can I ask why your twin brother has such an outrageous accent and you don't? You sound so normal.
Don't blame me, blame my upbringing.
Okay.
Yes, blame the environment.
Look, I spent a lot more time with my father, he spent a lot more time with our mother.
Python.
See, it makes sense if you don't think about it.
Hey,
Python.
I'm Python. Just a normal village patrol guard. You know, doing my thing.
But don't worry, despite the name, he's not going to stab you in the back.
Or do any code.
The snakes are snakes good rogues? I don't understand.
No,
I
because
mean,
if someone
they
stabs
can
you
and
in
they
the
can
back,
be.
they betrayed you, and a betrayer is a filthy snake.
If only I were a Ohio.
Is it Laeris? Laeris?
Laeris.
Laeris.
My name is Laeris Detrinn. I'm a field medic conscripted to the local militia for about 4 years. I've recently ended my tenure with them, and I have returned and have been working regular guard duty, attending the occasional hunt of the local monstrosities that might cause trouble.
Kobolds, mainly.
Mostly, yes.
Um,
Also, I like animals. That's a thing.
I just thought of a great explanation
and
for
I shoot
Frederick's
things.
outrageous accent.
He was dropped on the head as a child.
No, he's just had his nose stuck in too many Chevalier fantasy novels.
All right.
They're not fantasy. It just happened a really long time ago.
okay, so all the players are starting off as town guards in a very small, no-name village in pretty much the middle of nowhere. Nothing really exciting happens here. Everyone is starting off as level 2. There are some homebrew classes in here, but we'll talk about that later. So, the only guards that exist besides these four is the light-hearted human captain, W. Gestures of the Broad. He was born in Fellsfort. Oh gosh, I already messed up because I didn't update the name. He was born in the village, along with you all. He's older than you all, or he's older than most of you, and had a hand in helping raise you. He was given his title by one of the village elders once he took down a charging wild boar. The village here is very tight-knit. Everybody knows everybody, and the families have likely been friends for generations. Or if you're an elf, for like 2 days. So the game opens with the party burning the midnight oil in the keep. That is really just a small building with a shoddy ladder leading up to an awkward leaning tower with a small area underneath for eating and a single bed. Gestures is out at a nearby town to help escort a merchant. After some idle chit-chat, Artol, the stuck-up half-elf of the village, bursts in. Just charges
I don't
out.
prefer Slacker. I prefer.
What do you need?
He's already out.
Yeah, he charged out.
What did he
You know,
say
I
his name
find it
was?
peculiar that he badmouths our work ethic, but isn't quite doing anything himself.
Artol.
I prefer minimalist still.
Typical Artol. Well, let's come see what all the fuss is about.
Whatever Artol broke, we need to go fix.
I guess I'll go.
Come
Come
on,
on,
where's the
Python.
spirit, lads?
I mean,
Well, hopefully there aren't any
Yeah.
spiritual lads that we have to take care of.
Yeah.
If there are, you'll take care of them for us.
Wonderful. So you guys are following out Artol?
I guess we have to.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
But not because he wants us to.
Okay, good to know. So he leads you to a clearing in the forest that's often used for roasts or celebrations. A group of kobolds reside in the middle. An elvish woman, Eleanor, the teacher of the quote-unquote school in town, is tied to a makeshift totem pole in the middle. You guys have not been spotted. You're sitting on the edge of the clearing. If you guys want to make any kind of observations, any kind of checks, let me know.
Can I roll for perception?
How many goblins are there?
Kobolds.
You said they were kobolds. How many kobolds?
Yeah, if people want to throw out your fat rolls.
All right.
Don't make me feel self-conscious about my body.
It's pretty easy to see them all because they are kind of dancing around doing this weird little chant in slurred common, essentially. Read out your rolls aloud, please, because this is
Kobolds are monstrosities, yes?
that's kind of rude. They're goblinoids.
They're goblinoids? Okay. No.
12 plus 3, so 15.
I got
11.
to 3.
I got a 11 plus 2, 13.
What are we rolling for?
Perception.
Oh, okay.
How perceptive.
What was the highest roll?
I think
rolled
mine was a 15.
Mine is also a 15. Well,
Wonderful.
no, sorry. Mine is a 16.
So, relaying information to each other, you guys see that there is quite a few kobolds in this clearing. You see that there are 4 with daggers and 3 with slings, kind of dancing around, doing chanting, and just kind of yelling at each other.
All right, so let's not rush headlong into this, Fredrich. Let's get a plan going.
So
where can we
here's
flank
the
them?
plan. Here's the plan. You 3 flank them, and I will charge in at them for a distraction.
Why don't I just sneak closer and get a better idea of what it is that we're up against exactly?
I mean,
I like it. We'll get a flanking position on them.
do you want me to?
charge in?
Do you want me to
Exactly.
go cause the
Yes.
distraction? Because I believe you guys are more mobile than I am right now.
Python, stick with Laeris.
All right.
Laeris, on your signal,
Hold on.
Fredrich and I will reinforce you once you've got your flanking position.
Hold on. Can just as an actual player, Python, what class are you?
I'm a fighter with a very
Why are we
high
sending
AC.
Why are we sending the heavy armored fighter with the stealthy ranger? I'm trying to stealth and I have to worry about this fucking lucky motherfucker.
I don't want him right next to you. I just want him nearby in case you get found. So if you get jumped by all the kobolds, you don't have to wait for Fredrich and I to come charging in.
I don't think I'll be found.
Oh, you'd fucking say that, wouldn't you? But the dice sometimes have other ideas in mind.
Mask of the Wilds, dude.
Yeah, you'll use that to disengage after being found.
Mask of the Wilds helps me hide. Anyways,
I'm just saying, it could happen. I'd like there to be some sort of backup with our scout.
So we're in a forest, yes?
You are in a forest. Before you sits a clearing that, as I said, is often used for feasts and things of that nature.
Is there any way that I could find myself in a tree?
Of course. There are plenty of trees around the clearing.
I would like to put myself up in a good vantage point in a tree.
Wonderful. Why don't you just roll me a quick athletics to climb up, a good tree. If anybody would like to, that's not preoccupied with climbing trees, you guys can try and make a nature check to see what you know about the creatures.
That is a unnatural 20.
That's pretty dope. You climb up the tree easily without making a noise.
I don't
What
know
did
how
you
I'm
say?
making 20.
A nature?
If you guys would like to make a nature to see what you know about the kobolds, you certainly can.
Alright, that is a 19 from me.
Staggering 8.
A nature? I am proficient in that. Hold on.
Actually, no. A 7.
That is a 17 from me.
Oh, there's my D20. Oh, I got a nat 20. Never mind.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So I rolled a 17.
Wonderful. So I will, and people listening are not going to be able to see this, unfortunately, but I'm going to do this. So we have a little board set up. You see that the kobolds are kind of dancing in a ring around them, and there is a kobold sitting with a sling up on top of the stool with her kind of poking at her and just being a general nuisance. And just for a reminder, the woman's name is Eleanor, and she is essentially a teacher. She is an elf.
Alright, so here's the plan. Alright? Laeris is gonna climb a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Python, why don't you get
This
a
is my
flanking
treat.
position across from Laeris, and then on Laeris' signal, Fredrich and I will come charging in.
From
I
the
like this
sides.
plan.
We flank from all directions.
Yes.
Oh wait, that's not me.
So the blue one is Eleanor. Okay, so sling kobold, dagger, daggers, easy.
Allow me to
Daggers.
spread
Easy
this.
clap. So we know what they're armed with.
Yes, it is very visible. Who did anyone roll nature?
I did. I rolled a nat 20.
A
I
nat
got
20.
to 7.
So dealing with kobolds in the past, you know they are absolute fucking cowards. They very, very rarely leave during the day because it's rumored they're afraid of their own shadows. They wear candles on their head that are often lit, but nobody really knows why.
You know, take candle.
You know, take candle.
Reed, where are you moving to? Are you just hanging back with me, waiting for the signal from Laeris?
Yes.
Okay, because your pawn was like right up in the action, which would be
Well,
typical for your
It was
character.
right. It was right there, and he moved the pawns.
Okay.
This blue one is
How do
Fredrich. This purple one is who? It is.
How do I do the arrow thing?
Hold
Tab.
hold tab. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
or press tab. Yeah. Sorry, misunderstood.
And then they just disappear after a little while. Okay, so I would like
Who is red?
very much
Is
so.
that Python?
Red is
Yep, that's Python.
Laeris. Or no, red is Python. My bad. I don't mean to
Well,
confuse people.
There we go. Okay,
Laeris.
all of you guys have names now. The tree is not
Laeris.
inside of the clearing. We'll say the tree is like right here.
Is there a window that I can see Laeris in? So that way I can see her
You do-
signal.
You do see the tree that Laeris scuttles up, so you can see them only because you know they're there.
I imagine the signal would be an arrow.
No, yeah, I mean that works too.
What
Um,
else would it be?
So is
Bird
this where you
noises?
guys are going to be positioned?
So cliche.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So just for reference, we've got essentially north, south, east, west to this clearing. It is a rectangle. We've got Laeris, the ranger, on the west side. We have on the east side Python, who is a fighter. We have at the south Tybalt and Fredrich, one being a fighter, the other being a cleric. Wonderful.
So I will well, I guess would we roll initiative or can I just open this bad boy up?
You guys do. We'll roll initiative after the initial surprise. I guess we should roll initiative. Yeah, now.
Okay.
So everyone, do me a favor. Roll
Also,
initiative.
can I get a little counter thing so that I can keep track of my ammunition
Sure.
in an easier fashion in game, just clicking at it? Okay, so I
17.
start at 20.
You can alter it by just clicking on the actual numeral there.
Okay.
Dungeon Meister.
Yes.
I got the 17.
I have.
Are we
rolled
rolling
with it.
initiative or do I open? Can I open it? within-
We'll roll initiative so we know the order for the surprise round. So you will be attacking first because you were giving the signal. So we'll just put you first in the order there. So
Okay.
we'll have order at the top here. So first is Laeris.
I have a 13 on initiative.
Wonderful. What's
I
the
have
next
17.
dice? 17. Cool.
More than likely, I'm almost always going to attack first.
What about
pretty
you?
I have advantage on initiative.
You said you got 13. What did you get,
Yep.
Tybalt?
I got a 12.
Okay, so the order is going to be, and I'll just put these here for reference, Laeris, Fredrich, Python, Tybalt, and then...
Wait, didn't
Kobolds.
Tybalt roll 12?
Yes.
Oh, did I...
So
Oh, I
yeah.
confused you too? Wait, this is first and this is last.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay. Okay, wonderful. What would you like to do, Laeris?
Well, we're going to open up shot on that kobold in the middle.
Right in the middle, right next to Eleanor, poking fun at her. Got it.
Don't miss.
Wonderful. Okay, why don't
It's
you get
pretty
a
unlikely that I miss.
God damn it, again with
fateful
this.
last words? Okay, roll. Right
So
over
what
the
happens-
battlefield.
That is a 19 to hit.
Holy shit, you get +7 to hit?
I have archery, which gives me +2
+2.
on all attack rolls, and then I have proficiency in longbows, and I have
High dex.
dexterity. So I have
Wow.
+7 to hit with my longbow.
So a 19 does in fact hit.
I'm a pretty good shot.
A 19 does in fact hit the sling kobold. Roll for damage.
D8.
That is a
That is
7. So
Plus my dex, so 10 damage.
wonderful. So you hit the sling kobold that's sitting right next to Eleanor, right in the side of his head, and he just drops. Just off the like platform she's on, just
on a
immediately drops.
Let me just check something real quick.
Okay.
Hey. Can you go in, please? Thank you. Let's see what this is.
Why? What is this? Critical miss. Why
Okay.
do you ask?
Because I have an advantage on things that haven't acted yet.
Gotcha. Well, I think your advantage is definitely the 19.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wanted to
You
be sure.
knock out the kobold. You can move if you'd like to.
Yeah, I don't see the point.
Okay. Well, then we got Frederick's turn right up next. The kobolds are now startled,
I'm up in a
looking
tree.
around.
These guys are pretty small. I don't really think they're going to be much of a problem.
No,
I'm in a tree.
they draw their weapons and they look around, confused and a little bit scared. What would you like to do, Frederick?
Yes,
Alright,
let
Frederick.
their candle heads quiver.
Get the one with the sling. I'll reinforce your side with the kobold with the dagger.
I charge in, headlong, at this one. He will die.
Frederick.
Ah!
Wonderful.
It's like I was in the middle of discussing plans and I turned around. Is that okay? He's already gone.
Frederick, all of the kobolds turn and look at you and just start throwing swears out in common as you charge their dagger ally. Ari, I'm assuming you're attacking and not just going up to Cress's face.
While tempting, I attack him.
Okay, why don't you roll? That's a 10? That's a D10?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Oh, true.
Yeah. I was sitting there like,
I know how D&D works, I swear.
what is that?
That is a 15.
15 does hit, and you did how much damage? You did 8 whole damage to it?
11.
11 damage to it. Why don't you just quick describe to me how you're attacking this thing?
I am charging sword out to the right, and then just as soon as I get to it, just bringing it across it to the left, just right
Wonderful.
across its chest.
Just right across its chest. So you manage to not only cut through its arm and hit it meaty in the chest, it just falls over dead. And you struggle for a moment to tug your sword free from it.
Ah! Give my sword back, you damn kobold!
Python, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
It is actually not my turn.
It is not your turn. It is this guy's turn. It's Tybalt. Did I mess these up? No, it's Tybalt's turn. Sorry.
Oh, god damn it, Frederick. I would like to appear and attack this sling kobold with my lang sword.
Okay, attack it with that link sword.
How many bones can a kobold have?
So that's a 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Damn it.
Alright, so then he is
I think a
taking-
normal kobold has like 8 ribs. Just saying.
Oh
Good to
yes,
have
that's
these
very
numbers.
11 damage.
11 damage. So you run up, you just absolutely butcher this fucking kobold. Just quick 1-2 tap on either side with your sword in a not loving way. And you absolutely take down the kobold. Hand over its corpse, contemplating if it had a wife. Python, what would you like to do?
So, I'm gonna go over this window or supposed entrance, and then go behind here and go to this guy and just kind of like, oop, I tripped.
You trip and die. Okay, next person.
Sorry. And then I'm just gonna like tap on his shoulder and then attack him.
Okay, wonderful.
Ah yes, the classic.
Ah, yes. 7.
A total of 7?
Yes.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have tapped him on the shoulder, huh? Okay, 1 second. Yeah, roll for damage. We'll see what happens
Alright.
here.
That is 8 damage.
Wonderful. Oh.
Nobody pay any attention to the wood elf doing flips in the tree right now.
What doing? What? Where?
You're
I can't
just
see
sitting
it.
there, waiting for your turn, just doing backflips on the same branch. Gotta keep yourself hyped up for when your turn gets here.
So that's 8 damage to the kobold. He is still alive.
No.
Oh.
So as you, what is your weapon of choice that you?
It is
have?
a longsword
You were
of
using a
justice.
longsword?
Hit it with a 7.
You
I hit it with
swing,
7.
and you tap it, and it turns around, and as you swing, it just like lurches backwards, like oh, and just like stumbles backwards to the ground. It scurries to its feet and now looks at Tybalt terrified.
Yeah.
Wrong move.
Hello there.
Dagger kobold.
Just saying, you shouldn't really attack the village.
Is this your character?
He
Yeah.
swears at you in common. So yeah,
because
the
they
kobold barely speak it. Essentially snarls, swears at you. As he stumbles backward, now terrified looks at Tybalt. Now the kobold's turn.
Yes, run like the coward you are.
The kobolds book it. They all disappear into the woods. You can track them down if you'd like to, or you can attend to the, bruised and battered Eleanor.
I will do so.
I would
Hey
like
man,
to
it's
make
not
sure.
your turn on the initiative.
Okay,
I would
initiative
like
combat's
to make
over.
sure Fredrich
I wanna-
does not go
I want
chase
to take
down all the
I want
kobolds.
to take a pot shot.
Come back, you
Okay,
cowards!
roll d20.
Fredrich, no! They're gone.
Taking a pot shot on the sling kobold.
Fine.
God damn it.
Okay, sure. Roll the shot.
It's a 17 to hit.
Wonderful. As it is going through the woods, it narrowly misses as he is running through dense woods away from you.
Fucking what, mate? 17 misses?
I mean, with
You're gonna do me
difficulty
like
of
that?
shooting into woods during the night. Yes,
Do you know who I am?
I do, because
I
I
have dark
created
vision.
you. Anyway, so yeah, what would you guys like to do? Is Lazarus just gonna hang out? And Lazarus is are you just gonna hang out in your
Fine.
tree? Okay, wonderful.
I will take a
Picking
stand
up
and
my
make sure
arrow
the
from
cowards
the
do
one
not
that
come
didn't
back.
run into the forest.
Wonderful. You
Are
successfully.
you alright, Eleanor?
Eleanor looks at
Well, wait,
you.
hold on. Before I get down from the tree, actually, I want to do a really subtle, really simple front flip out of the tree.
Okay.
Please, D&D gods, let him fail this roll.
Okay.
That is
Damn it.
Fuck.
a
You,
17.
you do a flip and land naturally on your feet.
And then I get my...
I'm your friend.
I
and
mean,
I'm your friend, and I feel bad for saying it, but I really wanted to see you fail.
All right. Is he
Show
your
on
friend?
face.
Is he your friend? Can you trust him?
I'm gonna unbind Eleanor as Tybalt is making sure that she is okay.
As you unbind her,
I'm making sure the cowards don't.
she kind of falls forward into your arms. She's obviously exhausted. You see that she has kind of bruises covering her arms and face, and that she's pretty beaten up. She gives you a really weak smile, and then she goes unconscious.
Come on,
You
we need
really
to get
deserve
her to
it
a
now.
healer.
I'm a
All right.
healer.
You do a front flip over to her, landing on top of the stool.
We need
You
to
do
get an actual healer.
One.
Damn, shots fired. Wonderful. You do
I
it.
thought I was just gonna look at you with disgust right now.
Wonderful. Who is? What's the plan here, boys?
I can at least stabilize her. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you roll me whatever appropriate check that is, which I should probably have an answer for. 1 second. No one judge me.
Are you having her do the worm?
She begins to violently seizure on the
Medicine roll
ground.
You're gonna make me do.
1 second. Here, let me check.
Yeah.
You know, I keep rolling to do cool things, and eventually it will fail.
You will
Okay,
try,
cool.
and statistically, you will fail at some point. Yeah, roll me a medicine, which is a wisdom.
That is a 6.
Wonderful. Looking at her, she's battered and bruised. She looks like she could use a real medical professional.
Goddamn.
Luckily,
Yeah,
you guys,
This is a little bit too much for my talents.
you guys know
Ah.
exactly who to bring her to.
Can't heal some bruises?
yeah, I'll carry Eleanor out, guys.
I've already got Eleanor.
Yeah.
guys, this is me charging into battle with my 35 movement speed.
Just doing gymnast flips as you run across.
Yes, Laeris, we get it. You're very acrobatic. We need to get Eleanor back to town.
Yeah, before
an
we have to send
athletic
out
motherf-
someone else to the doctor.
Luckily, one, the village physician obviously is there to help people, but two, Tybalt has a intimate and a non-sexual way relationship with the village physician, who is an elf woman. So you're bringing
not
her
my
to
mom,
Alice.
is it?
No, you're bringing her to Alice, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful.
My
you-
mom is an elf, and she is a healer.
So you bring her to the village physician. It's Alice. You, I'm assuming, just kind of knock on her door in the middle of the night, and
Yes.
okay. Wonderful. So she directs you inside. She asks you to lay her across the table, and then she asks for some privacy as she attends to her, as she begins to undress Eleanor to attempt to get her wounds.
Of course, I deep chivalrous bow and
Oh
exit.
God! What
Come
is
on,
this?
backwards
lads.
through the
Let's
door.
get out of here. Keep
Yep.
an eye on the outskirts of town in case those kobolds want to go for round 2.
Alright, I'm gonna go look at the gates.
I'm gonna go sit on the roof.
just
So she was
imagining-
tied up in the middle of town.
She was tied. There was in the forest. There is a clearing that you guys often use for feasts and stuff like that.
Okay.
A bunch of stumps. You guys did not when you were there, probably because it was a medical emergency. There was a totem pole that she was attached to that was very crudely drawn out by some kobolds. So there is that.
Figures that happens some more.
Fredrich, why don't you and I take a look at that quick before we turn in?
Look at what? Oh yeah, that thing. I didn't pay much attention to it. But if you
Excuse
think it's
me.
important, we can go look at it.
Hey, Frederick, Tybalt, do you mind if I look at that totem as well? I was really curious
Question.
about it.
DM.
Yes.
I want to do either one of two things here. I'm either going to sit on the rooftop of where
Oh,
this
God.
physician roost
One edgy boy.
works and keep that lookout as a do,
If
Or I
Laeris
want
doesn't
to
mind on keeping an
offer
eye on
my-
things till we get back.
or I want to offer like my assistance. You know,
Oh,
because
like
I am a
medically.
field medic. This is a thing.
Yes, I know. I understand.
Just trying to use all aspects of my kit.
Yeah, no, she, you can definitely go keep watch if you want, but considering that it is an elvish woman in a small village, she probably doesn't want the barely out of the house elvish boy to help him with a nude, mature woman.
Bruh,
It's fine. No, go keep watch.
I'm a field medic.
I
God
know,
damn it.
it's okay. It's literally the
Respect
first
me.
combat encounter. Calm the fuck down.
Respect.
Laeris, you need to relax. And also keep watch.
I need
She's
the
just
copy
beaten up.
pasta
She hasn't
right
been
now.
like stabbed through the heart.
I need
Step
the
through the
Navy
heart.
SEALs copy pasta.
Laeris, just keep watch and stand on a roof like you usually do.
Oh, you are trying way too hard.
You know, you say that like it's a derogatory comment, but that's exactly what I'm going to do.
You can't
and I'm
pick
proud
and
of it.
choose when your character's snobby. You can't be like, I backflip off the tree and then I'm snotty. I'm sorry. You gotta pick one.
Making the command decision. I think I'm better than everybody.
Okay, okay.
In this
Alright,
group,
I
at
cannot
least.
wait to see you critically fail.
We're all very excited.
You and Python go investigate that totem. I'll make sure Laeris doesn't cause any trouble.
You need a chaperone.
Try
Alright,
not to
someone
charge
has
off
to.
without us.
Why am I the one chaperoned? I'm 112 years old.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but you
Also
act
the
like
only
you're
one-
13.
damn.
Yes.
You can suck me.
Whoa, I
Wait,
wonder
that's
why you need
why.
a chaperone.
Why you need a chaperone?
Come on,
You know, the big
Python,
guy's
let's go
right.
before Laeris talks our ears off.
Wonderful.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you guys go and you,
Gosh, you guys suck. I'm gonna go practice my backflip.
Ugh, you don't understand me. It's not a phase. I'm 112, Mom.
Christ.
This is not what my character's gonna be, but
That's what you're acting like.
I'm just having fun.
Okay.
Alright, so Python and I are going to inspect the totem pole.
Wonderful. You get to the totem pole. It stands about 5 feet, which is about, double the height of a kobold, which is pretty impressive. You see that it is various drawings of just kobolds, and the very top one being a kobold holding 2 pickaxes over its head, like triumphantly. You do see that on top of the kobold's head is actual wax candles that can be lit.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Can I do a history check to see if the kobolds have done this before?
Sure, yeah.
Like, is this like...
Yeah.
Yeah, they do this every other week.
It's a Sunday thing.
That's definitely a 4.
I would like to roll a religion to see if I can tell if this looks like some sort of religious practice or.
Sure.
If only I
Totem
was
pole?
there. I'm proficient in
Religious?
investigation. I
So
could've
that is a
investigated.
16.
Wonderful.
Yeah, well, you were trying to get in, fucking
Oop.
heal somebody that just needed like one person to heal them.
Anyway,
Bruh.
okay,
I wasn't
everyone
trying to
shut
heal
up.
them. I was trying to assist. It's a
Everyone,
thing.
everyone, calm down. Okay, so making the religion check on it. You haven't seen anything like this, but just looking at it, you can definitely assume that what's the phrase I'm looking for?
It's used in religious practices.
Yeah, it's used in religious practices. Probably some kind of celebration or something like that. Like it's pulled out for special occasions. In this case,
Maybe a sacrifice.
maybe a sacrifice. In this case, capturing an elvish woman outside the village that the kobolds don't like.
Oh, this is interesting.
Like more than most humanoids, or just like in particular?
What do you mean? In reference to what?
Like, do they not like elvish women in particular, or just all humanoids?
They don't like the village at all. And they're
Oh.
like, oh, look,
So
a villager.
returning to the site, are there still kobolds hanging around? Like, is their corpse still there?
The 3 corpses are, in fact, still laying there. Kobolds are cowardly and will not go out of their way to try and bury dead if it means they might get killed.
I would like to search the kobolds for something to light the candle of this totem.
Every single kobold has inside some kind of container or what have you. By the way, the candles on their heads still alight. Has some kind of flint and like metal tool to spark.
Okay, they gotta always keep those candles lit.
So what you thinking here, Tybalt? Bleh, bleh.
Curiosity more than anything. I want to see if lighting the candle atop this totem pole does anything.
It's just a giant stick of dynamite.
Be back in a minute, guys.
I wouldn't get too excited. It's probably just a decoration.
Probably.
And
You
I
think the
will light
kobolds have learned by
candle.
now to stop attacking the village?
Wonderful. Both of you roll me an Arcana.
You think kobolds can learn?
I was
Probably
about to say that. Fredrich, shush, you're back in town.
Cool.
14.
My
voice
that is-
carries
that was
really
Arcana.
far.
Arcana.
Yeah, just 14.
I got a 17.
Wonderful. You, Python, can feel the faintest kind of magic coming off of it. Not anything powerful, not anything threatening. It just, there's a very, very minor kind of magical pressure that you can feel.
Do you feel that? It feels very magical.
I can't say I do. What kind of magic? We're not
Um,
about to explode, are we?
I doubt it. It's not the biggest magical presence I've ever seen in my life.
This equivalent is essentially a paw, like playfully, or a cat playfully pawing at you when you're underneath a blanket. Like it's barely there.
Yeah, it's magical per se, but it's just like, have you ever had like a cat like kind of like paw at you underneath a blanket? Kinda like that.
Yes, our childhood cat, Mr. Whiskers. I miss
Oh, I
that cat.
remember him. Oh,
No, you don't.
Yeah, he does. You're all in the same village.
Anyway,
I'm
so what do you
actually-
think? Should we perhaps bring it back to the village, or should we just destroy it?
let's
Do you
see.
think it could in any way be harmful?
No.
I mean, yeah, let's destroy for now.
For now.
and
We'll bring it back
I'm
later.
I'm gonna keep note of these markings, and I'll just go through the library later to see what's up.
All right, destruction it is. Can I burn the totem pole?
You certainly can. Just essentially using it as a big old stake. You can just pile some stuff around it and burn it, and you're in a clearing. So conveniently enough, it should work.
All right, perfect.
So it'll probably take you an hour or so to attend to that. Python, are you going to hang out and help him, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out and help and make note of the markings so that way I can refer back to the library.
While the totem is burning, I would like to snuff out the candles of the 3 dead kobolds.
Wonderful.
Masquerita in pace.
Anything else you were doing with these kobolds?
I guess I'll check them for like anything else that might be relevant to the situation.
You
Maybe
see,
see if they had any money on them.
you see each
I
of
doubt
them
it, but
has a spare candle on them.
of course
Doubt
they do. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much. But yeah, other than that, just snuff out their candles and then watch their fucking totem burn.
Totem burn. Wonderful. So back at town, is Fredrich and Laeris? Laeris? Why am I struggling to say
Laeris?
Laeris. Yeah, there you go.
Leoric.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of leaning against the wall, like next to the door.
While he sits monologuing on like the fucking rooftops.
Yeah. When I was a youngin',
What the fuck did you?
Whiskers
what the fuck
attacked
did you
me.
just say about me, you
but I
little bitch.
calmed
I'll
him.
have you know, I graduated top of my class in your school.
He's like mumbling to himself in like Elvish.
It's wonderful. So you guys two hanging out. Eventually, the village physician, where's her name? Alice, kind of walks out, and she goes and to like a tap that's on the side of her house, essentially like an underground tap, and begins to kind of scrub her hands.
Do you require any assistance?
No, she just needs some sleep, and I think she'll be fine. Do
All
you
right.
happen to know why she was taken?
Not a clue. But I assure you, I will do everything in my power to prevent it from happening.
She just kind of gives you a warm smile. She's like, "Yes, I'm sure you will, Fredrich. Well,
Oh shit.
I'll keep an eye on her, and if anything critical happens, I'll make sure to let you all know."
I will take my leave then.
And I sort of just walk back to the keep.
Wonderful. What about you, Otel? What are you gonna do, Laeris?
Laeris.
Laeris?
I think he said he was
Gonna be
gonna
right
go to the
back.
bathroom real quick. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a guy!
Just imagining Laeris pissing from a fucking branch in a tree.
Onto a kobold.
So, what would you like to do, Tybalt and Python, when you are you just heading straight back to your keep, your barracks?
Yeah, pretty much to report, I guess, right?
We'll head back, check on the healer, see if Fredrich and Laeris are still hanging out. If they are, then we'll inquire. If not, we'll assume they've headed back to the keep.
You assume they have headed back to the sarcastic air quotes keep.
I'm glad you could infer that by
Is
the
it
tone of my
called?
voice.
Is it called the keep sarcastically instead of just being called the barrack?
I mean,
Yes.
everyone can call it what they want, I suppose, but Jesters has always referred to it as the keep.
We'll call it the keep, with air quotes implied.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what Python always does.
Yeah, always assume sass.
Python's like, yeah, let's just go back to the keep.
Wonderful. So we're going to assume that.
It's modest, sure, but it serves a purpose.
So you arrive, Fredrich. What are you doing when you get back to the keep as you wait for your fellow guards?
I am going to play solitaire.
Wonderful. You play alone because Laeris just is practicing backflips out back.
Also, it's solitaire.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for flipping him.
No problem.
Fantastic. Cool. So, Python and Fredrich both walk in to you sitting there playing a game of cards with yourself. Laeris is
I mean, Python and Tybalt.
Yeah, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
Python and Tybalt walk into you playing solitaire. Laeris is off doing whatever he's doing.
Well, hello there, Fredrich. Where is Laeris?
I think he's still over at the healers. I don't know why.
I'll take a seat across from him. You sure he's not practicing backflips?
I mean, he can do both.
I love how, as I say that, the backflipping Laeris pawn smacks me straight across the fucking face. Like he just flips into me. That's what I fucking thought.
Would you like a game of cards?
I would love a game of cards.
I'll just sit back and watch this one.
Fantastic. So it is now.
Sibling rivalry intensifies.
We just start playing war.
As you guys are finishing up what you are in the process of doing, it is now, around 1 a.m. or so by the time your game of cards finishes, and it's probably about time to hit the hay.
So Python's still sleeping in the middle of this.
So you're just like leaned back in a chair, head against the wall, sleeping?
Yep, pretty much.
Wonderful. Okay, so Python is already asleep. You two just finished your thing of cards. We're going to say that Laeris, because he is currently AFK, is sitting in a chair at the top of the keep, just kind of keeping a lazy eye on everything.
Well, Fredrich, what do you think? Do we wake up Python?
I'll do that later. You go get some sleep.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere without you, Fredrich.
Ah.
I'm not going anywhere either. You just need to go to sleep.
I'm not sleeping here. We have homes, Fredrich. There is one bed. A very broad
Nobody's
bed
currently using
for a
it.
very broad person. Well, what if he gets back?
Fine. I'll go home.
Look, let's just move Python into the bed, and then we'll leave.
Why do you have to make sense all the time?
It's my strong suit.
What did I miss while I
Um,
was up on my rooftop?
the woman is stabilized. They burned the totem pole. Everyone came back to the keep. You are currently keeping watch. Python is pretending to sleep as he is carried to the bed and falls back asleep in the actual bed. And then Fredrich and Tybalt are going to go home to sleep because you need less sleep than everybody.
I'll meditate.
Okay. So the next day rolls around. You know that common procedure for this kind of situation is, should something happen and you cannot talk to jesters about it, that the village elder is the person that you should probably go to and give some kind of report to, because usually it gets to him eventually anyway.
All right, me and Fredrich will go gather up the other two, and we'll make our way to the elder.
The elder's name is Mock, M-O-K. He is a human, and he is pushing like 80 years old, which is obviously quite old for the time era this takes place in.
For a human.
And for a human, he's quite old.
He is like a superhuman.
He often hangs out in the town hall, as essentially everything he does is within 10 feet of each other. Like his bed and the podium he sits at when talking to the town and stuff like that are all very close to each other. The library is also a small, essentially 3 bookshelf or so sized area in the town hall. In the town hall that Python's mother attends to, fixing up books and often bothering traders to go get more books for her.
That's my mom.
I've read everything here 3 times. Please help.
But yeah. So you guys
This is Diamondback
walk
is a
in.
very, very persistent.
The Last
woman.
Jedi, episode 8, doesn't get better on the 3rd attempt.
It gets worse.
It gets worse.
You notice more things. Terrible things.
All right, so we'll go and we'll talk to Mock.
Wonderful. Who's leading the charge into this town hall?
Me and Fredrich.
Ooh, just a snap.
That's a
decision.
pretty big group decision you just made there. First of all, I've got the fastest move speed.
All right, listen here, you little bitch.
Statistically, I am faster.
If you want to run in by yourself like a jackass, that's fine. Me and Fredrich
Bruh,
gathered everybody
I'm
up.
a scout. This is what I do.
You know what
Yeah,
the
you
town
guys-
hall looks like. What are you scouting?
Yeah.
No.
All right, me and Fredrich are going with Python behind us, and if
Yeah.
fucking Laeris wants to be an edgy boy, that's his prerogative.
Laeris is gonna run to get ahead of them and then walk
I don't
at
know why
a
Justice
steady
puts up
pace
with him.
faster than
112.
We're gonna wait for him to get ahead of us, and then continue
You know,
on as an organized unit instead of
You
one
think
edgy boy.
jesters? You think jesters would yell at me more often for this? For my attitude?
Why is Laeris a fucking 13-year-old kid? I don't understand.
Actually,
Anyway.
like
The town is
hold up
really
a second.
desperate.
As a player, fucking Otel, did you have a bad day today, man? Like, what's going on?
Nah, man. I'm just trying to have a defined role, and everybody's shitting on me.
Why are you trying to scout for the town hall, though?
I'm not scouting for the town hall. It's just like this fucking. I don't know. It's
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Laeris is a little edgy, okay?
It's okay.
He's seen some.
Okay.
He's been alive for 112 years.
Okay, I got it. Cool.
No.
Be chill. I'm scared. Please don't hurt me.
Second fiddle to some 20-year-old fuck.
Don't hurt
Wow.
me.
So now you're actively just flaming your fellow guard members.
Basically.
All right. Well, as long as we're admitting it, I guess we're okay. Anyway.
Laeris is salty.
Wow. We're just gonna get rid of that. Okay. Anyway. Cool. So you guys, in an order that is defined civilly and off screen, walk into the town hall. You see that the elder is currently sitting at the front having a polite conversation with the very patient Mrs. Diamondback.
I'll kind of hold up a hand, just tell everybody to sit back for a second, let them finish the conversation.
I find myself in a corner.
I lean against the wall, just casually.
You know what?
Edgy.
Honestly, here, just player to the group. I'm gonna take it slightly quiet and edgy. Just
Okay.
respect that.
Okay.
This is my rule.
Then please be quiet.
Wow.
Anyways, after I walk into the room, I'm gonna walk a few feet away from the door and then just kind of stand there, arms behind my back, respectfully, waiting for the conversation to finish.
Wow, he's straight disconnected.
Savage.
Anyway.
Make me so fucking mad. I want to scream.
I'm glad that we can have a nice civil pre-planned game where Jacob worked the hardest he possibly could on something and we're
Yep.
fighting for the order we walk into the town hall. I'm glad that's the conflict in the party. That's what I
thought
like to
about it.
see.
I thought about it, and I don't care if I walk in second or anything like that. It kind of makes sense, actually. I hang back from the group, but nobody tells me where to fucking walk. I'm a free spirit.
Okay.
Oh god. You and
Okay.
fucking never mind. Anyways,
Cool.
yeah, I'm just kind of standing there, hands behind my back, respectfully waiting for the conversation to finish.
So,
I will also do the
Python,
same
you
thing.
can see visible relief on your mother's face. That you recognize as visible relief on your mother's face as you walk in because she's been waiting to break off this fucking conversation. And she eventually just kind of goes, "Oh, look, Elder, the guards are here," and kind of like scooches away from him back to her section of the town hall.
I know what you're doing, Mother. You do this with me all the time.
No, go give your report, son. She
Thanks,
goes
Mom.
and she puts her nose in a book you know she's read thousands of times.
You read that for the 3,000th time. I know that.
So you guys,
Elder, we have a report for you.
the elder, very slowly kind of raises his head and looks at you. He says, "Yes."
Last night, our village's teacher, Eleanor, was abducted by kobolds and tied to what are presumed to be a religious totem pole. We rescued her and brought her back to Alice to be mended. Then we returned to the site of the ritual and destroyed the totem.
Hmm. Was it a lot of kobolds?
It was approximately about 8 or 9.
There were 7.
Oh.
There were 7 kobolds.
And did you
I don't know, they
get
were
them
in so
all? Or
fast.
no.
Unfortunately, we were able to get 3 before the other 4
Hmm.
escaped.
I would have gotten them, but I was,
One of them miraculously escaped one of my arrows, despite it being a perfect shot.
He kind
called
of
dodging.
looks at all of you and he says, "Well, I don't want to make any rash decisions and send you out into the woods filled with animals and get you all killed. I think our best bet is to wait until Jester's arrives. He should be due in, I believe, 2 or 3 days. Then me and him will talk."
Understood.
Was there anything else you needed? And I do appreciate the report.
Nothing else, sir.
Nope.
He gives you a polite nod as you guys are now kind of, turn away.
All right, and we leave.
Okay.
So, as we're leaving, I will talk to the party. I think it's going to be important that we set up a better night watch round the clock, just in case those kobolds try for a second attempt. Until Justice gets back, nobody's getting kidnapped on our watch.
I will
Alright.
take the first watch.
I'll follow suit. Python, would you like the third?
Yep.
And then Laeris, do you have an issue being the last watch?
I mean,
The most important watch.
sure.
It's at night. You can use that dark vision.
Okay, it makes sense that I take the graveyard shift.
It's the most important.
Most important shift of the day.
Please don't patronize me.
Oh.
Serving it up. Laeris's way. Yeah.
Wonderful. So the 3 of you, what would you like to do during Frederick's shift? You don't have to do anything together. There's stuff to do around town. You can help with blacksmithing or get your nose into a book. Or...
Blacksmithing!
Wonderful.
I
guess-
am going to forage.
Wonderful.
I'm going to forge.
I'm going to the library to read up more about kobolds and their techniques in the library.
Wonderful. So
You
we'll
get, you
say
get a
like
book
that.
about kobolds, and your mom's like, oh yeah, says everything you need to know about kobolds in like 10 seconds. And that's the whole book.
You walk in the library and you're like, Mom, could you just give me the
TLDR. Kobolds are stupid. Got it. You walk out. Okay, well, Laeris, why can I not pronounce your character's name?
Because it's French and you don't speak surrender.
How do you pronounce your character?
Elvish.
How do you pronounce your
Laeris.
character's name?
Laeris.
There.
Put those two together. Laeris.
Boom. Okay. Wonderful. So Laeris, are you foraging with intent of food, or what is your goal?
Sorry, what was that? You cut out.
Are you Oh, I lost my train of thought. Are you foraging with the attempt at food, or what is your goal when foraging here?
I'm gonna forge food. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Why don't you just roll me a quick nature check?
Nature. I'm proficient in it.
Thought you said forage instead of forage. I'm like, ah yes, that counterfeit food.
No, that's a 6.
Wonderful. So after about an hour of checking your usual spots for, common mushrooms and stuff like that, you're not really finding anything. You can go deeper into the forest if you'd like. Search a little bit
I'm
more.
going to.
Wonderful. Oh,
I'm
shout
not
out the
using my
cannon.
hand anymore. All cannon. Okay, so that's an 11.
Wonderful. So you're getting through the forest a little bit, and you spot an interesting mushroom that you've never seen before. It's a weird orange color, and it seems almost like tiger striped, and you don't recognize it.
Well, I guess I'll pick it.
So naturally, you shove it in your mouth. No, I'm
No, I don't shove it in my mouth.
kidding. What does this do? And that's how Skyrim Alchemy was made. Okay, wonderful. So we'll just say that if you want to add to your character sheet that you have, we'll say, 2 units of tiger mushroom. You can kind of
2 units of tiger mushroom.
look.
Question, is that 2 units before or after my natural explorer effect as a ranger?
Oh gosh, what's your natural explorer effect as a ranger?
When I forage, I find twice as much.
That's true. We'll say that's after because I'm not giving you 4.
Okay. Tiger mushrooms.
Wonderful. So yeah, there's 2 units of tiger mushrooms is what we'll say. So Tybalt, you are at your father's forge. What is your intention there? Are you
I'd like to see if he needs any help filling out orders. Horseshoes, weapons, armor, whatever.
Wonderful. So weapons and armor is not something that you guys commonly make whatsoever. He does have your least favorite thing to do, which is making a mass amount of nails that are required because you guys are going to be constructing a barn come next summer. It is fall. So come next summer, you guys are going to need a shit ton of nails.
Oh, well. Not my favorite thing to forge, but I still get to work the forge. That's a win by me.
Wonderful. Python, you said you were going to go shove your nose in a book?
Yep.
Would you be so
Like
kind?
average.
Would you be so kind
Yes.
as roll me an investigation as you
All right.
peer through these and kind of figure out what you can do?
All right. Come on, Cannon. Don't kill me now. Hey, yeah.
Does he get advantage because he has a book?
Finally found our town on the. You were boring.
So that's a 2.
Does he get advantage because the information is literally in?
Oh, 1 second. Here, why don't we'll roll an insight instead.
All right. I have proficiency in insight.
Yes. We'll say it's
What
an
did you make
insight,
him roll?
an investigation.
Oh man, I'm proficient in that.
Wow.
Hey.
That's a 21.
Sick. So 21. So you are digging your nose through some books, and you eventually find common forest nuisances, and you kind of delve into that, and you find a small chapter talking about kobolds. Essentially, the gist of it is that once again they are absolute scaredy cats. They are rumored to be scared of their own shadows, which it says that in this book as well. Probably when you were talking about it earlier, you recited it from memory, just having read this one lazy day. You know that the only thing that they will viciously protect is gold, or their candles.
Hmm.
The candles have rumors of having some kind of magical power behind them, though nothing like that has ever been confirmed. It's, a guess, essentially. And they mainly stick underground, and it's very possible that if you find an old mine shaft, kobolds are living there. And you know
Okay.
that they are afraid of just sunlight. They hate bright light with a passion.
Gotcha.
And that is the information, besides a few things about like what they eat and blah 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 floating around.
All right. Well, that was a very interesting read.
It was fantastic. The second watch rolls around. It is now Tybalt's turn to take the town watch. Is there anything special any of you would like to do?
I'm gonna hunt.
He's gonna hunt, boys. Wonderful. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm gonna go to the keep and take a nap.
Sick. I like it. Are you, Fredrich? Are you doing anything with your now free time?
I would like. Are there any practice dummies?
You
Or can I
have,
just-
out of your own interest, set up a small course in a bit of inland woods that's just targets various heists and things like that, stuffed with straw, so you can practice mounted combat.
Yes, I will. I will gather one of the two horses, the one that has been de facto designated mine.
The other horse is actually gone because Jesters took it with him.
Makes sense.
Yes. So it is just
So
your
we'll do
horse, which is in fact at this point considered your horse. It's not a village horse that you take special care of. It is your horse at this point. Just so you're
Okay.
aware. So
So
you
yeah,
might
I'll
want to give it a name.
saddle it, get all that stuff, and then I will take it to the course, re-put all the heads back on on the targets, and run the course.
Well, do me a favor. Describe your horse for me. What does your horse look like?
My horse, it's just sort of a brown horse, dark brown.
My favorite breed. Just kidding.
It's it has a black mane, but right before its nose, it's a little bit white, little patch of white.
Wonderful. Is its name Spot by chance? No, I'm kidding.
No,
It's Sir
name is Roach.
Gavilant. Gotcha. Roach?
Roach.
It's
No.
hard. I want it to be Roach now, though.
okay, yeah, it can be a roach.
Okay, it's Roach. His horse's name is Roach, everybody.
Yep, I got that from
Okay,
a
back.
from a monster hunter in a fantasy books that everybody calls them.
About the olden times when magic
Mhm.
was more prevalent. Anyway, wonderful. So, Otel, if you were, or Laeris, if you would be so kind as to roll me a d20 for your hunting, we'll just count this as a combat check with your bow. A nat fucking 20. Wonderful. You, as you are prowling through the woods and things of that nature, you know these woods are absolutely ripe with game. That there are plenty of deer as well as buck and things like that, and off in the distance through the trees. You're crouching down, you're just kind of waiting, surveying the area that you already know quite well. And you see a buck standing there, and it is an 8-point buck. And it is grazing. You bring up your arrow, and in one smooth motion, from your back to your hand, drawn back, you release an arrow, and you hit it directly through its neck. After a few moments, it sits there, and it is, as you walk up to it, gasping for breath, not quite dead.
I will use my short sword to give it a merciful death.
Wonderful.
Finish him.
You have killed it.
Fatality.
It is now dead. You've given it a merciful death.
+1 experience.
I will
Yeah. Just 400
hoist
more
it
than-
over my shoulder and bring it back to town, or
Wherever. Bring it to a butcher or wherever you would take
basically,
care of such
I'm
things.
bringing
Gotcha.
it to a place where I can get
Okay.
either paid for it or have it turned into for me.
Gotcha. Well, Python is napping at this point, so eventually Python's watch rolls around. Anyone doing anything special during Python's watch? Laeris is getting his deer attended to, which is not going to take the whole time, but I mean...
I guess since I'm on next watch, I'll meditate now
Okay.
to regain my
Probably safe to assume that Tybalt goes back to the forge, and Fredrich. What are you going to do with your time, Fredrich?
Question: I
I'm gonna
assume
spend.
that I retrieve my arrow.
Yes, you do.
Right.
I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the range, but then do just some just riding, and then I will bring the horse back, give it some food and water, and then spend the rest of the time just brushing it and caring for it.
Wonderful.
Do you have the rider background?
No.
Oh.
Is that a thing?
That was one of the things I was looking at.
Is that a homebrew? No, I have the
Well,
soldier background.
it's like 20. It's in a 25 additional backgrounds or something like that.
Hmm.
And it starts you off with a horse, a really good horse.
He's a Cavalier unit.
I see.
Yeah, his class is pretty much fights things on horses.
He's like, "Cheers, love."
The cavalry is here, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, except I use a sword. I don't just fucking hit people with a gun instead of shooting them.
Listen, shut up. Don't question
So
Tracer.
there's
She can blink
the
through
archer.
time. Maybe she's seen so far in the future. She knows that's the best option for them. And herself.
Sometime during my watch, I am gonna write down a little
I'm sorry, you cut
down
out.
in the library.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
Sometime during my watch, I'm gonna grab a little piece of paper and just write down like some things that I found very notable, like the candles maybe having some hint of magic and kind of like that from what I get from my research, and just put it down on the table on the keep.
In the keep. Gotcha. Okay, fantastic. So your watch goes by, unabated. Nothing's causing any kind of problems, and swings around Laeris' watch. So at this point is now an appropriate time for Fredrich, Tybalt, and Python to probably go to bed. Unless you guys have anything else you want to do.
I'm gonna have a nice cold beer and then I'm going to bed.
Gotcha. Yes. You walk to the brewery, 10 feet out of town. No, I'm kidding.
10 feet? Oh, too far for me.
Ooh, never mind. I don't need to lose the beer weight. I need to gain it. Wonderful. Okay. Why don't you, Laeris? Gosh, my God. Why am I so bad at pronouncing foreign-sounding names?
Laeris.
I know. I have it right here. Laeris, why don't you roll me just a fat perception check?
That is a 11.
Wonderful. You swear you see off a little bit in the distance, kind of near the town hall. You guys have a small, essentially place, like by the smokehouse, you have a place where you store like grains and food and stuff for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
You swear that you see some kind of dim light kind of shining around one of the corners. Why don't you roll me another perception check? You kind of rub your eyes and take a better look at it.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Laeris is on watch and is noticing something.
That's a 7. Fuck me, dude.
So you kind of look at it and you rub your eyes and you take a glance at it and kind of just, it's nothing. It's not there anymore.
Would any of us notice it on our routes back to our respective places?
Y'all are asleep.
Yeah, this happens a couple hours into his watch.
Okay.
Wonderful. So, unless anybody has any objections, we're going to fast forward a couple days here.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so we fast forward a couple days. At this point, it is now around noon, 3 days after the event. Eleanor is now up and on her feet. She has some bandages wrapped in various places that she occasionally has to change, and she's on, some elvish medication, essentially, that helps kind of dull the pain a little bit. But
Question,
It's just wine.
Question for the DM,
Yes.
since we're skipping ahead a few days. What did I get for my...
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Well, it is either offered to you that you get an absolutely brilliant home-cooked meal by the butcher, because his wife is renowned around the village for having absolutely fantastic meals, which will give you a ration with bonuses, or he will offer you the little pay he can for it, being about 8 gold, and then you can keep the trophy of the head if you'd like.
I'll take the 8 gold.
Okay, so you take the 8 gold. You take, I'm assuming, the trophy as well.
Can I also get another counter?
Sure.
I'm going to use this for my gold.
I even renamed this one. Boom.
And you gave it a different color too? Oh my golly.
Oh gosh.
Cool.
There we go.
Okay, so we're fast forwarding a few days. You got paid for your buck as well as, you know, the meat for it and everything like that. And it is the day that Jester's should be back, but he is not. He should have been due at, you know, essentially a few hours past sunrise, and here we are almost midday.
Do we know the route he would have taken?
Yeah, there's a road out of town.
Well, I'm not concerned yet.
Wonderful.
Neither am I. Maybe he just had to take a couple of pisses on the way over.
Wonderful. It is now beginning to roll around 4 p.m. or so. And Jester's is still nowhere to be seen.
Chester's isn't awfully late, and when he is, it's not by much. I'm getting concerned.
Yeah, he's usually scolding me to be punctual.
Let's the four of us go down the road a bit, see if we can find any trace of him. Maybe he's just taking his time.
Why don't I just take my horse and go look? It'll be a lot faster.
Yes, but what if something actually ambushed and managed to take down Jesters, and there's just you and a horse?
Also, tracking from a horse is like twice as difficult. You're just as likely to screw up the trail as you are to actually find it.
Although you can bring the horse if you'd like.
Fantastic.
Just
Keep it at a gallop, not a full sprint.
Ha!
Or maybe walk beside it. Either is fine.
Wonderful.
But I do
No,
think
but
that
I
it should be
definitely
the four
prefer
of
the
us.
latter.
Of course.
Perfectly fine.
Wonderful.
Should one of us stay back just in case something happens at the village?
If
you
you'd
were
like, I
volunteering,
could scout
Python.
ahead and see if I can pick up any path.
I suppose you are a scout. That is your job. Very well. Scout ahead. We'll make some last-minute preparations. Come back with any news of a trail.
Okay.
Good luck, Laeris.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
The
I
edgy
don't need
over-the-shoulder. Thanks.
But I don't need luck. That's out.
Naruto
It's
runs
all
out.
skill, baby.
Cool.
Even
What
though
would
it's
That in a
literally a
luck-based game.
is trekking a investigation or nature or? Is tracking an
I
investigation?
believe it's
or
an
nature?
investigation.
I think
Tracking tracking is survival.
Survival. Wonderful. Roll survival. Roll it right now, or I'll cry.
Yep, following tracks is a survival check.
Holy shit! What do you roll?
It's 14 on the roll. I think I have something special about it. Give me a second.
All
Tracking
right.
other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their size, how long to go through the area. Okay,
Okay.
so that's it.
Gotcha. Okay. Give me 1 second to consult my notes. Beep, 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 beep. So you all know from past conversations that it takes about 10 days to get from the village to Fellsfort, which is not a big town by any means, but is a town compared to a village. You know, it is a 10-day march. At this point, he has been gone for the tracks that are on here are, of course, of, let's see, because it's 10 days there and 10 days back. So at this point, the tracks are pushing 20, 21 days old. You don't see anything strange. You see the normal ruts of the wagon that the merchant uses.
And they're heading away from the town?
And they're heading away from the town. You head out a couple hours from the village, and there's no signs of disturbance or anything besides, you know, animals crossing across the road and stuff like that. Like, there's no sign of any kind of physical travel.
Okay.
At this point now, he should have been back over half a day ago. And, you know, you eventually decide that you're going to return back to town. But by the time you return back to town at this point, it's going to be, you know, pushing 8 p.m. or so, because you had to go, you know, far out to make sure. So Laeris returns to town. There you go. You guys can now talk. Returns to the barracks.
Laeris, you're back. Any news?
I found tracks, but only heading out of the town.
That's strange.
It doesn't appear that he's made any attempt to come back. At least, if anything did happen to him, it didn't happen to him within a few
Within our
hours
town's borders.
movement of here.
Well, then, I think it's pertinent that with the Elder's permission, we go out and search for him.
We have no idea where he could be. I mean, wait, do we know? Is that a thing we know?
I mean, he did say something about
Well,
Fells.
we know exactly his path that he would be taking.
We know the path he would be taking, and I can't
Also, I
imagine-
suppose I can still track him.
You can track him the way there. Yes, it is not a well-traveled road by any means, so it should not be a problem at all to track him there. But it's
So,
also a
DM
straight
question.
shot. Yes.
Is the Elder still up at this time of night, or has he already turned in?
The elder is still up for a wee bit.
Okay. I say we tell the Elder of our situation and then see his wisdom on it.
All right.
We'll probably have to postpone until the morning.
Yes, but we can at least get an idea of what he thinks is.
I'm fine with that.
All right, let's move out.
Stretching as he says, "Yeah, I'm okay with that." Okay,
I thought just needs a nap, man.
wonderful. So you guys are walking over. Yeah, you haven't had your daily nap yet, Python. It's been a hard day.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
it's been rough.
No, that was yesterday, or a couple days ago, actually.
Yeah.
Fast forwarded. Wonderful. So you return to the town hall. You see that he is wearing a very, very kind of dating outfit that sleeping outfit that obviously shows how old he is. Might as well be a nightgown the Scrooge wears, equivalent.
Okay.
And you see is getting ready. He's nursing a hot cup of tea as he's about to go to bed.
Elder Mock.
That's what happens. He goes,
I'm on the roof.
and oh my god.
Of course you are.
He turns and he looks. He says, "Oh, yes, I'm not quite dressed up enough."
W. Jesters has not returned, and we're beginning to get worried.
Oh, has he not? I suppose he hasn't quite come in yet. Was he due today? At my mind.
He was due a day ago.
He was due
actually.
today at sunrise.
Well, I suppose let me sleep on it and come back sunrise tomorrow. And if he's still not here, we'll come up with something.
Absolutely, Elder.
All
We'll see
right.
you then.
He gives you a very tired nod as he proceeds to his room. And are we having Laeris keep graveyard shift again?
We can switch the shifts up if people want. Doesn't bother me none.
I'm fine with graveyard shift. It works for me. Also, I'm the
It's
only
an
person with
edgiest
dark
shift.
vision.
It's an edgy shift. He has to take it.
I'm
Okay.
also the only person with dark vision.
Yeah.
Let's not forget it.
Well, wouldn't dark vision be more relevant in the middle of the night?
Well, it's
Well,
a
that's what the
graveyard
graveyard
shift.
shift
Graveyard shift is.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were the last shift.
Yeah, the graveyard shift.
Alright,
you
whatever,
guys-
From the
don't
middle
care.
of the night to the dawn.
We'll take the same shifts.
Cool.
Like-
So
Okay.
wonderful. So you're nothing out of the usual happens over the course of the night. The next dawn rises, and you all gather yourselves up at the town hall, unless any of you have any weird objections to it.
Yes, I need to quit my life and just go forge nails forever.
Okay. So he is gone, crying in a corner because he hates himself and who he's become.
Anyways, but yeah, so we're going to the Elders at sunrise.
Yes. So you go to the elders at sunrise. Let me see. Let me disable flux here because it's distracting me. Okay. Wow, that is quite white compared to what I was just looking at. Okay. As you walk in, he says, "Ah, your timing's perfect. I only woke up 2 hours ago. Just gotta finish my routine. I think that the best thing to do before we go gallivanting out, I'll say, is I think we need to deal with the kobolds before you guys can go look for him, which I know is not what you want to hear. You're concerned, and so am I, but the here and now is we might have a problem, and if we send our guards out looking for a man who's gone missing, who knows what'll happen.
You
I
make
can
a
track
fair
the kobolds
point, Elder.
easily enough.
I'm sorry, you guys are talking. What'd you say, Otel?
I can track the kobolds easily enough. They leave a pretty messy trail.
Say, Python, you were doing some research on kobolds earlier, weren't you?
Yep. I remember writing down on a piece of paper in the keep that basically it mentions that you're most likely to find kobolds in mine shafts because they do not like the dark.
Like,
There is a hint that their candles might be magical, and they do not like the dark. I mean, the light.
Do I
And
know
they are-
of any old mine shafts near our little village?
You guys are all fairly aware, because when you were children, relatively speaking, not Otel, when you guys were, maybe we figured out why Laeris is so edgy, is because there was no kids around that he was raised with. So his childhood, he didn't really have any friends, because he's 80.
He was the only elf kid?
Yeah,
The people who are my friends are old now.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
That's my issue.
Yeah. Anyway,
You guys are
Lindsay
like
Wall.
children to me.
yes. So Fredrich, Tybalt, and Python, you all know from your childhood being, some of the only children in town at the time, that there are quite a few cave systems that are native in the woods that could possibly serve as it, because you guys used to play in them all the time, and you were always told not to, but, fuck him, he's a village elder.
And
which,
Frederick was like, let's go play in the cave!
we'll go kill all the dragons! Yeah. So you guys know that there's quite a few cave systems around here, and that, if anywhere, that's probably where they would be, because you never had a mining town. You guys were always, like, foragers and hunters and stuff like that.
Well, if we're going to strike the kobolds, and if they do live underground, the caves near here would be a good place to start looking, especially during the day, since they do not like the sun.
Is Laeris in there with you guys?
I assumed he was on the roof, unless stated otherwise. But I'll leave
Laeris.
that up to Laeris.
I'm on the roof.
Okay.
He's on the roof.
So the elder, kind of confused, looks around. He says, "Yes, I think caves are a good starting point. Where is your elvish companion?"
Laeris? If I had to
I
guess, he's on the roof.
Oh, I had.
Yep, he's on the roof.
All right. Well, this will be slightly less ceremonial. You see that he walks over to a long chest that sits at the foot of his bed. He pulls out a longbow. You see, it is a dark oak longbow that is engraved in various areas.
Walking into the room, I heard someone say my name.
You like swing down through the window.
I don't know about
That's
that.
the idea.
He walks over. He walks over to the person present in the room, that being Tybalt.
It's not
Okay, you can walk
imaginable
in.
that I do.
You can walk in.
Rooftop isn't that far from the room.
No, this is the one big building in our entire fucking village.
Startled,
You're miles up
he grabs his chest and falls over dead. No, as you flip into the room.
No! God
Well, I
damn it,
guess there's nothing keeping us here.
God damn it, Laeris, you edgelord!
Except everyone's fucking parents. Like, I don't understand. Anyway,
Get out of here, you edgy bastard!
he turns and he looks at you as you walk into the room. What? You go, like, did someone say my name? He's like, oh, excellent timing. This, he
He
says,
whispers under his breath, fucking Laeris.
kind of tilting his head down as he looks at across this weapon. He says, "This is a weapon that I've got from an elvish friend a very, very long time ago. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us, but I have no use for such a thing, and hopefully it can help you all." And he kind of offers it up to you, Laeris.
I accept this graciously, Elder.
He gives you kind of, this warm smile that just melts your insides. It is
took
a
10
Constitution
d6.
saving throw for that.
it is a gifted longbow +1. It does 1d6 +2 damage.
longbow.
1d6?
1d6 plus
1d6
2.
plus 2 guaranteed. So your minimum damage is now 2 plus your dex instead of 1 plus your dex.
There's 3 pluses.
Or 3 plus your dex. So your minimum damage is now higher.
Yes.
So instead of doing a D8, it does a D6.
With guaranteed damage stapled on. Yeah.
Yep.
The range 150, 600, which is normal. And he also hands you a quiver filled with 10 more arrows, though you can fit the arrows comfortably into yours. So, and then he turns to the rest of the group and he says, and of course, I don't want to leave you all out. We do have medical supplies that we have in case of emergencies, that if you go and see Alice and tell her the situation, I'm sure she'll willingly give to you.
Very well, Elder. Anything else?
Be safe.
I respectful nod and then start heading out.
I'm already out the door.
Once I'm outside,
He's like, pew! He's like pulling the string back and making gun noises with his mouth. Pew, pew!
It's like, yeah, thanks for the bow, idiot. Leaves.
Never
Well, that's
comes
not
back.
the reason I'm already out the door. I wanted to fucking forage for medicinal herbs before we went out.
I'm gonna give a bow to the elder and then peace out.
Wonderful. So you guys are
how
going...
far away is the mine shaft?
You guys don't know.
It's caves.
It's caves and you don't know.
Oh, is it far enough away to warrant bringing a horse to carry supplies?
What a good question, Reed. Anyway, so you guys are on your way to Alice's.
I would definitely not say no to the horse. Mostly
Laeris.
because you know where I live.
Laeris, what would you like to... You said you're splitting off from the group to go get medicinal herbs?
Yes.
Roll me that fat nature. Roll it for me all day. Holy shit. What was that?
That's a 16.
Wonderful. So, walking around, you managed to... Let me quick look something up. Excuse me. You managed to make a collect enough herbs and stuff like that to make a small healer's kit, which makes it so you immediately stabilize somebody. It doesn't mean it means you don't.
Sorry, you cut out a lot there.
You get enough to make essentially 3 uses of a healer's kit, which means that you don't have to make a check to stabilize something. You can use a use of the healer's kit to immediately stabilize something.
Nice.
So 3 free stabilizations is pretty much what you got when you were out and about.
Just shove a bunch of tiger
okay.
mushrooms in their mouth; they'll be fine. They'll either get better or die faster.
So you guys are on when he's typing that up. You all are, I'm assuming, on the way to Alice's small house.
Yes.
I'm assuming they too can get medical supplies.
Fredrich.
I'm gonna go ready the horse.
Yeah, Frederick's probably getting the horse, but
Okay.
Python and I are heading to meet with Alice.
Yep.
You see that she is sitting out front, and she seems to be sewing some kind of hat, like knitting together some kind of hat.
What you working on there, Alice?
Well, I figured that the village elder could use something a little bit warmer when winter rolls around. What can I help you with?
We are here to request medical supplies. We're going hunting for kobolds in the caves near here.
Well, that's not very safe. I'm assuming you have some kind of permission from your parents at the very least.
We have been given this task by the elder. We'd figured we'd tell our parents before we left.
All grown up.
I'm
Yes.
112.
Well, you're not here, so it doesn't really matter.
tell my parents.
Yeah, you're not here, so it doesn't matter.
You don't need to sign a permission slip.
I mean, you guys are all older than 16, but younger than 25 too. But she's an elf. Like, she's old. You're still like literally crawling on the floor, goo-gooing, gagaing at her. Like, that's what she sees you as practically. But yeah, she's like, okay. Well, I suppose I can't say no and leave you dick in the dirt, can I? She walks into her house, and after about 5 or so minutes, comes back out. She simply hands 2 pouches to each of you, She says, now these are quite simple to use, and she gives you brief instructions on how to use them.
Okay.
The medical supplies, these medical supplies in particular, make it so that you can heal for 2d8, but you have to spend your whole turn using it.
Okay.
Okay.
When you guys are going over it, she once again kind of sits down. She walks you through it again. She asks you to repeat it back to her and stuff. And she says, now good, make sure you tell the other two that. I don't want anyone coming back with gross stitches that are infected that I have to fix.
And how many of these kits did she give us?
A total of 4, so 1 for each person.
Okay.
It contains a mix of different salves and things of that nature, you know, power bars and stuff.
She actually just gave us packed lunches.
Yeah.
If I treat a wound, it's less likely to be infected.
My
That's my
God.
feature.
It's we've got fucking little notes to each of us inside the fucking lunch bag.
Also, if I tend to a broken bone, it heals twice as quickly.
Frederick, if you're reading this,
Gotcha.
you didn't die in your charge.
Well, please, for the love of God, listen to Tybalt if only once.
I'm gonna lean over and whisper to Tybalt, did she just totally give us packed lunches?
She may have given us packed lunches.
Sweet.
Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna
You
go
open it
find
up,
the...
you see a banana. You're like, yes.
So yeah, we'll go and we'll find the other members of our party. I know where Fredrich is, but we'll need to track down Laeris and give him a med kit.
Bill's here.
That's a reference.
I mean, how hard is it to find Laeris in all of this?
I mean, he's a edgy elf.
At this point, he is now back in town, you know, making the herbs usable that he has collected. He is now turning them from straight plants into the practitioner's packs that he's making.
Do we come across him on our way over
I
to
have an
Fredrich?
herbalism kit
He has an herbalism kit.
that I'm proficient with.
There you go. He's proficient with it, boys. Yeah, he is essentially just using he's out in the fresh air. Yeah, you run across him.
Laeris,
Yes.
medical supplies from Alice.
You toss them. He backflips forwards and catches them.
God damn it, Laeris. God.
Thank you, Alice.
So, just be careful. She even gave me this whole entire, thing to read to you, how to use it. So, basically...
how to
The
use
field
it.
medic just stares at you.
Yes, so you kind of stop mid-sentence, 2 sentences in, as Laeris just stares at you. And you're like, oh, yeah.
Right.
Spend 6 goddamn years as a field medic in the militia for this.
No, Python finish. It's good practice for when you repeat it to Fredrich.
So I'm assuming you guys walk away as you walk over to Fredrich, attending to the horse as he is reciting it. So Fredrich, you hear what sounds like some mumbling behind you as you turn around.
Sounds like what?
Some mumbling as you turn around and see Tybalt and Python standing behind you.
I turn around, continuing to ready the horse. Do you get everything together? Get the medical supplies?
Yes, we did, and here's
Yeah.
yours.
How about
Python
those
has
medical
some instructions
supplies?
before you.
And so Python starts reading it.
While he's reading it, I take it and put it in one of the saddlebags.
Wonderful.
While he's reading it, your
How-
eyes glaze over.
Yeah, I was about to say, so how much attention do you pay to him?
Not much. If someone's gonna go down, it's gonna be me, and I don't need to know the med kit in that case.
Well, there you go. That makes perfect sense. Okay. You have finished saddling up your horse. At this point, it is pushing about 10 a.m. Everyone is about as ready to go as they can be. You know, bows have been checked and arrows have been knocked and you know, swords have been shined.
Oh,
Python
actually,
got his daily nap in.
Oh, actually. I remember him.
swords have been sharpened. Can I use my Blessing of the Forge feature to give my longsword a +1 bonus to attack and damage?
Sure.
Cool beans.
Everyone rallies up their gear. Everyone gets ready, and you are all ready to trudge out unless anyone has anything else they'd like to
Come,
do.
Roach. We will kill these kobolds.
Hey, you two. Y'all having fun? Good. So are we. The party's about to head off on their first adventure they've ever had, and I promise you it is pretty silly. If you did enjoy what you heard, check out the links below for Twitch and Twitter for free updates. Maybe leave us a quick comment about your favorite moment or your favorite character. Hit like, make sure you find that big red button, and we'll see you all soon in the Cave of the Kobolds.